Well, have you ever heard anyone say that an Aboriginal community is lacking diversity, that it needs more diversity? They're all Aboriginals, they all share the same culture and history. Have you ever heard it said that an Asian suburb needs more diversity, that it isn't diverse enough? Nah, the Aboriginals and the Asian communities are already considered diverse. They don't need fixing because they're already great and we should all celebrate them as diverse communities. But when a workplace or school or community is majority white, that's when we hear that diversity is needed, that somehow there is an excessive amount of white people, and that's undesirable, a problem that needs to be fixed. So this is Lincolnshire Primary School, which is one of the best rural primary schools in England. But a little while ago it got downgraded in the government Ofsted inspection report. Do you reckon it was because the students' grades were dropping? Were the buildings falling apart? Or was there a problem with bullying? Nah, it got downgraded because the kids there were too white. The race of these children was considered problematic and undesirable. Well, here's another school in Yorkshire, England, named the Institute of Islamic Education. Was this school marked down for being too brown? Well, Ofsted, the same government organisation that marked down the rural school for being too white, actually gave it glowing reviews. They couldn't praise it enough, saying it was good all across the board. And in this Islamic school, students were banned from reading newspapers or watching TV, and they were expelled if they even talked to non-Muslims. As part of the inspection, Ofsted usually interviews some of the students, but at this particular school they were forbidden to even talk to any of the students. But of course, that didn't affect their rating. Now, the kids from the white school most likely had a diverse range of backgrounds from countries such as Italy, Poland, Scotland, Croatia or Denmark, and most likely there was a diversity of religion, Catholics, Protestants, Baptists, Anglicans, also atheists. And most likely they had a diverse range of interests such as singing, skiing, cooking, soccer and so on. But on the other hand, the Islamic school had a group of students all strictly adhering to just one culture and religion, not even being allowed to read different ideas or even talk to outsiders. So which one of these schools do you think was more diverse? Well, diversity is just another way of saying non-white. Ofsted didn't downgrade the Islamic school for being non-diverse because the students were brown. And after the Lincolnshire Primary School was downgraded by Ofsted, the principal sought to fix their diversity problem, starting by arranging a trip to London so that the students could be surrounded by non-whites, people who were diverse, unlike themselves. The trip cost £35 per student. And of course, when corporations are advised to diversify their workforce, this simply means don't hire whites. And often they'll even advertise making it clear whites need not apply. When the Islamic London mayor called for more diversity on the Transport Board, he complained that there were too many white men. So when you hear people complaining about a lack of diversity, they're really complaining about there being too many white people. And when you hear people celebrating diversity, they're celebrating the lack of white people. The more diversity, the better, which means the fewer whites, the better. And as the governments make it their official policy to celebrate and promote diversity and work towards an ever more diverse nation, what they're really working towards is a nation with fewer and fewer whites.